You're outdated. We're done here, my husband said last month, his voice flat, rehearsed, already gone. I remembered nodding, calm, polite. Understood, I replied. That was the moment I stopped being his wife and became his consequence. The pen felt heavier than it should have that morning. Divorce office, neutral walls, cold chairs, my name printed beside his, already half erased. I signed without trembling. The clerk glanced at me like she expected tears. I gave her nothing. By noon, I was legally free. By 3 in the afternoon, my ex-husband walked into a Rolls-Royce showroom with his mistress on his arm, laughing too loudly, drunk on the illusion that winning meant spending. I wasn't there, but I had planned that moment months ago. I built him quietly, not with speeches or demands, but with structure. I handled the books, the investments, the long-term strategies he called boring until they paid for everything he loved. He liked to say he was self-made. I let him. At night he would brag about deals while I reviewed spreadsheets beside him. When his first company nearly collapsed, I created the retirement trust for tax efficiency, I said. He didn't read the details. He never did. Trust requires trust, and he trusted me blindly. The betrayal didn't arrive dramatically. No lipstick on collars, no midnight texts. It arrived in patterns, late meetings that produced no revenue, expenses that didn't align, a new cologne he didn't bother explaining. Then one night, I saw her reflection in the glass of his phone screen while he thought I was asleep. I didn't cry. I started documenting. Screenshots, statements, timestamps, locations. I watched him fall in love with his own recklessness. Pain was temporary. Leverage was permanent. I spoke to lawyers before he spoke to her about me. I separated accounts he forgot existed. I moved assets that technically weren't ours. I updated clauses in the trust he'd never reviewed, clauses that activated only under specific conditions. Infidelity was one of them. So was divorce initiated by him. I hired a forensic accountant and smiled through dinners like nothing was wrong. I let him believe I was weak, confused, afraid. Men like him mistake silence for surrender. That mistake cost him everything. The divorce was finalized by noon, clean, efficient, no drama. I walked out with my file tucked under my arm and sunlight on my face. Across the city, my ex-husband stepped into the Rolls-Royce showroom like a king returning to his throne. The mistress wore white, symbolic, hopeful. He pointed at a custom Phantom. "The car's only $1 million," he said casually. "If you like it, just buy it." The sales associate smiled professionally and ran the cards. First card, declined. Second, declined. Third. The smile faded. "I'm sorry, sir," she said carefully. "All 3 of your credit cards are no longer authorized." The room went quiet. He laughed at first, a sharp, embarrassed sound. "Run it again." She did. Same result. Behind the scenes, the retirement trust had activated its voting rights at exactly 12:01 p.m. The same trust that quietly held 76% of his company shares. The same trust where I was the sole administrator. His phone started vibrating before the associate finished apologizing. Board members, lawyers, his CFO. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. One question dominated the room. Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares? He arrived late, pale, furious, still wearing confidence like armor. I was already seated at the head of the table. He stopped cold when he saw me. "You?" he whispered. I didn't raise my voice. "You signed the trust," I said. "You ignored the clauses. You broke the conditions." The mistress wasn't invited. The board voted unanimously. He was removed as CEO before lunch. Security escorted him out of the building he once named after himself. I didn't look back. That evening I poured a glass of wine and watched the city lights flicker on. No screaming, no revenge monologue, no public humiliation from me. I didn't need it. Justice doesn't require noise. He lost his company, his reputation, his access. She lost the fantasy. I gained my life back, and something more valuable: control. He once called me outdated. He mistook patience for weakness. The Rolls-Royce remained on the showroom floor, and I slept better than I had in years.